As you begin working in Photoshop, you are going to find times where not only do you want to separate out images into different layers, but sometimes you'll want to bring layers together. You'll want to merge them together. And this is important if maybe you've gotten to a point where you don't need to do any more edits and you can start merging things back together. Or also, another great thing about this is as you begin creating layer groups and layers and effects and adjustment layers, it uses memory on the computer, which can slow the computer down, especially if you have a lot of those. Now, as you go on, if you merge those layers down into just regular pixel information, then you don't have to worry so much about the processor speed or the memory. So let's take a look at how you could merge some layers together if you need to do that. We'll go ahead and grab our shape tool and we'll just do a black fill and I'll create a rectangle. You see it creates a new layer called rectangle 1. Okay, so we will get out of there and then we'll pick a new shape and we'll do a circle. And that creates a new layer called ellipse there, and we'll give this a different color. And then let's select out of that. And then we'll select the polygonal tool. This time we'll make a triangle with 3 sides, and let's change its color to red. Okay, so we have these 3 different layers: rectangle, ellipse, and polygon, including our background. If we hide the background, you can see those shapes here, and they are all individual layers. So there might be a point where you want to merge these together. How do we do that? Well, if you click on the layer options, at the bottom, you'll see it says Merge Visible. This will allow you to merge the visible layers that you're looking at together. That option is also up here under Layer near the bottom, Merge Visible, Shift Control E. Or Shift Command E for macOS. Now everything is visible, including the background right now. So if I hit Merge Visible, it merges all the layers down into the background layer, and now it's all one layer. I can no longer edit those individually. If we undo that and we hide the background layer, and then we go to Layer Merge Visible, you will see that it merged only the visible layers, which was the 3 shape layers we had here, and the background we hid, and now we can bring it back and it's separated. So those 3 have been merged, but the background is now a separate layer also. So we can undo those. We can also merge down. So there's another option here called Merge Down. It's not highlighted because we will have to select 2 layers. And that allows us to just merge those layers down into each other. Now, because they are shape layers, it's going to say merge shapes. If it's pixel information, it'll say merge down. But you can see the shortcut is Control E or Command E on macOS. That option is also here. At the top under layer, you can see merge shapes. And if I click those, it's going to merge these because they're shape layers, but then because we merged down into the bottom shape layer, which was a red triangle, it actually turned the circle red. So here you can see that where we had the red triangle, it merged it down into the ellipse and it kept the red information. So if I hit Control E or Command E again, let me select those, and I hit Control E or Command E, you can see it takes on the information of the layer that's left. So whenever you merge the shape layers, it's going to do that. Now if it's just pixel information, it'll just merge those together. So that's how you can merge multiple layers together. Now the last thing you might want to do is flatten your image. Flatten your image is basically, if you imagine we selected everything and merged it all together at one time, that would be flattening your image. And if we click on the options here, you can see we have that option, Flatten Image. It's also here at the top under Layer, Flatten Image. We click on that, and it doesn't matter if it's visible, not visible, selected or not selected, it flattens it down. Now, one thing to note here is flattening your image happens whenever you save your image out as, say, a JPG file. So a JPG file can't comprehend transparency, and it doesn't know what layers are. It's just an image file. So what happens is whenever we save out this as a JPG file, the first thing that Photoshop is going to do is flatten the image, and it's going to combine all the layers and then save out that file. So if we go to the top and we hit File, and we can do an export as if we want to. Let's change this to a JPG file. We'll keep everything the same. We'll say export all. Okay, we'll just call that shapes and we'll hit save. And it's saved out that image. So if we go back and we open it up now, you can see that it's now all together, and we hit open to take a look at it. This is a JPG file. It's been flattened and saved together, and it's all being added back into a background layer, but it doesn't retain any of the layer information. So that is basically what flattening and merging will do for you. You'll find times when you'll need to do that, so it's important to keep in mind that you do have the ability to merge layers back together later on.